is that when it comes to the appropriate point, so the customers might be entering some of initial information like their name, their phone number, their email address, some basic information. But what's important to remember is that we can pre-populate fields in the origination and onboarding flows. So you might want to initiate the document scan early on. Different organizations have different thoughts on this. Some prefer just to leave this to the very end. They want to make sure that the customer is invested in taking out a product or opening an account or whatever before they request them to do this. Others like to do it very early in the flow so that they, as I say, you can pre-populate the fields. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to trigger the initial process for scanning a document. So you can see it's opened up my forward-facing camera. I've got my passport here that I'm going to use. So all I need to do is I just need to place my passport in front of the camera, and you can see how quickly it captured that. I was lifting my passport up and it actually captured the scan. It's OCR'd the data, but it has also recognized that I've got an NFC chip. So I've got a biometric passport. I've got an NFC phone. So I just place my phone on top of my passport. And if I hadn't been talking too long and the NFC hadn't timed out, it would have done an NFC extraction. We've got a really short time on that just for the demo purposes. You can extend that time, but all I'm going to do is recapture. So place it in front of my phone. I'm just going to tap it straight away on the chip, and then hopefully this time it's not going to time out on us. The reason it has a timeout is it's actually a bit of a security feature, because the reason you have to scan a document and take the photo of the document, if you like, even when you're reading the NFC chip, is the chip is encrypted. So you need to read the MRZ to basically unlock the crypto keys to do the NFC scan and extract the data and extract my photo. So you can see that's a high resolution photo that we've extracted from the NFC chip. And that's why you have a timeout, because there's only so long that you can have those keys active, if you like, to read that. And you can see here that it's extracted all the data. Now, when we were doing this in an integration with Infinity, we only extract the relevant data. So we don't necessarily extract things like, the final check digits and things like that, which are unique to the passport. But just for the demo purposes, we want to show that we can extract all the data, and then we can then push the relevant data to Transact, or into the eKYC flows, whether it be using the Temenos financial crime management product or using a third-party solution. We have the API calls to send the data. So now what we're going to do is we're going to do a biometric verification to do a match against the photo that we've extracted. So now when I hit proceed, it's going to open up the forward-facing camera, and I just put that in. Now we have what we call passive liveness detection. So what passive liveness detection means is that I don't have to turn my head, say a phrase, or do anything. I just had to. You saw how easy it was, and that's one of the things that our product is really focused on, is that customer experience. If you've ever had to use these products before, sometimes it might fail and you have to retry or turn your head, say a phrase, so forth. Ours, you just have to get the face in the circle, you just have to get the document in the square, and we can capture it. Even with that, a little bit of light shining off my forehead there, we were able to get that. And what we do is we take hundreds of data points from the face and do a biometric comparison. So it's not a visual comparison, it's a biometric. So it's looking like things like from the tip of the nose to the brow, between the ears, and so forth, from the chin to the tip of the head. So even though I've got even less hair now than I did in my passport photo, it can still do that biometric verification. And what we're doing here is we're doing a comparison between a facial recognition template created from this image and a facial recognition template created from this image, and doing a comparison on that. But what you'll see here is when I hit continue, is a couple of things happened. It has registered those crypto keys. So these 3 pairs of keys that I discussed earlier have been registered on my phone. And it's also asking me if I want to store my biometric template in the platform so we can reuse it for other capabilities in the future. So I'm going to say yes, I'm going to save it. So now the template is stored. So now when we're doing a biometric comparison, we'll be comparing it to a template stored in the platform rather than comparing it to a template that we create from a photo, for example, that we've captured. Okay.